Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone, and a very good afternoon. All right, my name is Siti Farrawahida binti Ismail. I am one of the postgraduate student for UHPS 6013 Dynamics of Leadership, and I am under section 51. Well, my metric number is MPT 254040, and I'm here to give you a short talk for today. What are we going to talk about? For today, we are going to discuss on how the contingency leadership theories can be applied among 21st century leaders. You might want to ask, what is this? Okay, don't worry. I am here to provide you with all the needed information. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so first thing first, for me, I would love to provide you with a little bit of definition so that we know what is a contingency leadership theories. So a contingency leadership theories is actually where they suggest, okay, not they, I forgot. So this leadership theory or this contingency leadership theory was actually developed in 1951 by Fiedler, or known as Fred Fiedler. So he suggested that there is no singular best way to lead an organization. Instead, the effectiveness of leadership is contingent upon the specific context and situation faced by the leader. So, for example, if the leader is facing a lack of electricity at their housing or at the company per se, so he or she will need to take an action and will need to use the best or most suitable leadership style to cater to the problem at that time. Other than that, so contingency leadership theories is actually where they attempt to explain the appropriate leadership style based on the leader, the followers, as well as the situation. That's what I was mentioning about. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the benefits of implementing contingency leadership theory. So, where we use the contingency theory actually to assess how favorable or unfavorable our situation is, and we identify which factors that we need to address to improve the situation. So, for example, for example, I'm a teacher. Okay, I'm a teacher, and then right now I'm having a conflict in my class. Some students are fighting among each other. So, as the leader at that time, I have to identify factors that I need to do or I need to resolve. Then I take action upon it to solve the conflict or the issue. That is an example. Now we move on to our main agenda for today. So our main agenda for today is how does the contingency leadership theories can be applied among the 21st century leaders? Okay, so I have chosen some of the some of the leaders that I favored or that I admired. Okay, the first one we have over here is Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah. Why did I choose him? Okay, actually, back when, if you still remember, back when COVID hit, okay, during the pandemic, we were locked down in our house, okay, with our family and everything. Some were locked down alone. Okay, now, Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah has been one of the most prominent example in implementation of this theory. Why? He adopted a directive leadership style when immediate action was required. For example, he adopted strict health protocols, the movement restrictions, the MCO, right? If you still remember, it started on 18th of March 2020. Okay, I still remember. It gives me a big impact. And then the emergency measures were implemented rapidly. So, for example, some of them, we cannot go out. We cannot go out to even buy groceries, to even just meet our friend or meet our family. No, we just have to stay at home. That was the strict health protocols. And then other than that, we have to ensure that our hands, we sanitize it all the time, wash it properly, and then wear our face mask everywhere at all time to avoid the airborne of the COVID-19 viruses. And then he, Dr. Nur Hisham, or Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham, was also provided clear instructions where necessary because public safety was at risk and quick decisions were crucial. So he must act quick in order to cater to the issue at that time where the spread of COVID-19. Next, we're gonna take a look at my second leader. Okay, so for the second leader, I choose Brian Liu, Sir Brian Liu, because okay, I known him since I was, I think, 2016. At that time, T Life was still no, 2015. T Life was still called Chat Time. However, they at the time, if I'm not mistaken, Brian Liu, he ended the contract, the franchise of Chatime, and then he started his own company called T Live. So he adopted a directive leadership style in which, okay, the rapid decisions were needed to rebrand more than 100 outlets after losing the Chatime franchise. That was his urgency. He had to act quick, okay? Because if not, he's gonna go broke, even bankrupt. Okay, and then the strong leadership was necessary to ensure the business continuity and the employee confidence. Because if not, he is going to lose his loyal employees and his company might go bankrupt. Now, you might want to ask why or how does these two leaders they impact or they implemented the theory. Okay, first thing first, Dr. Hisham, he adjusted his leadership approach according to the situation. Okay, where he, during emergencies, he exercised the strong authority, while in collaborative settings, he encouraged consultation and teamwork among the nurses, among doctors as well. And then when we took a look at this Brian Lucer, okay, he changes his leadership style according to organizational circumstances. For example, during crisis, like I mentioned just now, and then participative during innovation, he implemented the democratic or the transformational leadership style according to the needs. Now, you guys can see clear examples on how these leaders they implemented the contingency leadership theory in 21st century. And that is all from me. Okay, so thank you so much everybody for tuning in to my channel. I hope to see everyone again and thank you for the opportunity. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead. See you next time.